Obviously, I was really proud of our effort. I thought our defense was consistent. We talked about that a lot. We take a lot of pride in defending, with their personnel, their scheme, how they play offensively, their transition game, for us to hold them to 35% basically in both halves. That's a big-time challenge against a really good offensive ball club. And I'm just proud of our guys for staying the course. That area I thought was consistent and allowed us to go through a drought or two offensively there in the second half. But that, we've done that all year. I think our guys have had and shown great toughness all year, had great poise during the game. We're really unflappable, qualities that have allowed us to play our best basketball here late in the year. I thought that Iki's three, when we were struggling a little bit there offensively, was a big shot. And then other guys made big plays as well. Obviously Tracy and Ray up here were able to get into the paint a little bit and make some things happen. I thought that kind of flipped it around for us a little bit offensively in the second half. And then to finish the game 11-2 on that run and defend the way that we did, to take care of the basketball today with 10 turnovers, I thought we did a lot of the little things really well. Obviously we got a great challenge tomorrow playing Michigan. Our guys are looking forward to it, but we're going to worry about them when we get back to the hotel. I told them they can enjoy this one between now and the 45-second bus ride back to our hotel, and then we got to start to turn our focus onto a very good Michigan ball club. Questions?
Questions for Tracy and Ray, and raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Start right down here. Just let us know who the question's for, please.
It's for Tracy. Have you ever had a better game at Illinois? 25.7 rebounds, 1 turnover?
Not really concerned about the points and stuff. I'm just glad we was able to be together and pull it out and fight as a team, as a unit. And we relied heavy on our D, and it came through for us.
Questions for student athletes? Over here.
Tracy, just what did you see in Indiana's ball screen defense? It seemed like you really attacked them off of the screen and roll.
They was playing a lot of cross matchup, and we were just using what they give us, and just trying to be aggressive and attack and make good decisions, whether that was going up or kicking it out.
Got one down here in front.
Ray, the last few games, you guys have really come together as a team. Talk a little bit about what that's meant for morale as the season's ended for you guys.
Just everybody just stepping up and doing what they're good at, and we just finding out what each other's good at, and we execute.
Got one back here.
Yes, Ray, in reference to your last answer, now 5-1 in your last 5 road games. What's the turning point for you guys?
We letting our defense, we're just stepping up and playing defense and letting that create up for our offense. Just executing our game plans.
Additional questions for student athletes? Back here in front to the right.
I'd love to have both you guys answer this, but at Indiana, it was a lot like this through their run to open the second half, and then you never recovered from that. That was loss number 6 of an 8-game streak. How different do things feel now?
Tracy, start with you, please.
It's a lot different, guys. We rely on each other more. We trust each other more, and we there for each other more, most importantly. And when you know that, it's easy to, bounce back after a bad play because, you got guys with positive energy just motivating you.
Ray, you want to take a stab at it?
Yeah, we're just doing better, just finishing games and just playing great defense.
Got time for a few more for the student athletes. Over here in the middle.
Tracy, I know you said the points don't really matter to you, but you had a couple rough games this season. Just how gratifying is it to, have a game like this at this type of moment?
I'm positive all the time. I'm a leader. I'm a captain, and if I were worried about the bad games that I had, what example is that to our younger guys? And so for me, I'm just positive, and coach does a great job, staff does a great job, keep helping me out regardless of, the struggle that I've been having offensively. So,
Is there one more for these two guys right here?
Ray, when you're talking about the defense, talk about the role that Nana played today. With 5 blocks and 7 rebounds.
He's just helping us. I mean, covering for his teammates. That's what it's all about. Just helping each other on the defensive end.
Tracy, Ray, thank you. You may return to the locker room. Again, the Illinois locker room is open until 2:48. It's about 2:28 right now. Questions for Coach Groce? Start right down here.
Coach, ever since you put the two freshmen in the starting lineup, I think they're 6-3 with this new lineup. What do these guys bring to the table that's made this big improvement? And what do you see going forward with those two guys?
Sure. Well, I thought, I've said this numerous times. I've been asked the question, obviously, a lot. It was something we had thought about doing a little bit earlier than what we did, but I just didn't feel like that either guy at that point in time was accountable enough defensively. And so we kept working with them, and to their credit, they were very coachable, they were very teachable, and that's okay. I mean, it takes some time. It's a process. Once we realized that they got it, that light bulb went off and they were making less mistakes defensively and understood our system and understood the terminology, we knew how talented they were on the offensive end in terms of they can make shots and make plays. Certainly both those guys did that again tonight, both Hill and Nunn. And what that allowed us to do was then take a bench that was entirely comprised of 5 freshmen and 1 sophomore and have a little bit more of a blend of experience. Obviously, Iki has played really well, both as a starter and off the bench. Joe's been a little bit up and down, but those guys have been willing to sacrifice in order for the team to be better. And so I couldn't ask for 2 better seniors. I think that's been the key, to the transition. A lot of the focus has been on the freshmen and how they've played, and rightly so. They've played well. But I think the seniors' ability to adapt and not to be a distraction, but to be an enhancer of what we're doing in their new role, that's pretty special for a senior to do that. And it's not surprising if you know John and Joe and their DNA and their makeup. They're great people first, and then obviously very good basketball players second.
Back to Lauren.
John, how much were you in the zone, and why were you in the zone? Were you in the zone more today maybe than you have in most games? Late especially?
Yeah, we've used it, Lauren, a little bit late in games here lately. We did in Iowa City as well. I thought it was good for us today. I thought that, that Vonleh was trying to attack Egwu a little bit, so that was one of the reasons. And make a few passes. Try to disrupt rhythm a little bit. I thought they got in a little bit of a rhythm driving the basketball there when they got out to the 38-33 lead. So, fortunately today it was good for us. I thought we got some key stops there late in the game, certainly using the zone.
Questions? Got one way in the back there.
Coach, I don't know how much you've gotten into Michigan, but I guess bouncing back from what happened last Tuesday, what's kind of the message over these next few hours, basically?
Well, we learned a lot. We take advantage of every circumstance that we're in. I try to tell our guys how important it is to be lifelong learners. We talk about that a lot, and then I expect that standard. We all got to live kind of up to that. So regardless, win or loss, all year, we've watched clips of every game. We watched the clips after that game the next day. Certainly we got a lot of respect for them. I thought they played terrific. There were some things in the game that we could have controlled a little bit better. I didn't think we executed quite as well as we should have. And, we'll talk about more of those things here this afternoon as we prepare for them for tomorrow's game.
With the mental toll, though, that a game can kind of take like that, I guess, going into tomorrow, is it more important to get out to a fast start, or how do you look at the mental side of a loss
These
like that?
guys, as my college coach who just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, I talked to him yesterday, Paul Patterson at Taylor, who's a great coach, great human being, said to me, you'll be surprised 18 to 22-year-olds have amnesia a lot quicker sometimes than coaches do. And our guys, if they got like Tracy said it, if they'd have got too caught up, that game was a rough one for us, and we can play better. But to do what they've done here late in the year after the losing streak, I think that's the answer to your question. They're on to the next one. You don't go to Iowa City. That's a hard place to play. Fran does a great job. Play the way we played like 3 or 4 days later if you don't have some toughness about you. So I think our group's pretty tough, and they got to understand that was a game that was 2 games ago, and tomorrow's game, but could be a completely different type of game. It's a separate entity within itself. So, we've got to play well tomorrow.
We'll take 2 more. First one down here.
John, you just mentioned the word toughness. We've heard you use that word all season. You talked about execution very briefly, and after the Michigan game, you said, I mean, you saw what I saw, all that shooting, you know. But is the missing ingredient from that game, is it tough? Was it toughness, and or if not, what is it?
Well, I mean, we'll look at it more, obviously, here this afternoon. We already looked at the clips once before, as I just said there, Steve. And, you know, I thought there were some things that we could control. We want to worry about the things we can control. We can always control our attitude. We can always control our effort. We can always choose to not be discouraged, regardless of whether shots are going in for us or shots are going in for the opponent. And we can control executing and doing our job on every possession. And those are the things that we'll take a look at. The things you can't control, you know, if you get too focused on that, I think you could drive yourself crazy in this profession and lose as much hair as I've lost.
Last one right here.
Coach, in the first half, they hit 6 of 10 threes. They don't make another 3 the rest of the way. Was that a strategy at halftime or just the way the game flowed?
No, I was concerned at the half. We had a plan in place. And I felt like, boy, if they could get the ball into the paint, they've got such great drivers with Robinson and Williams, and Farrell's explosive and does a great job of getting the ball into the paint. I was more concerned, hey, you know, don't get overly concerned about them making the 6-3. Stick with what we're doing. Let's, you know, and I thought in the second half when they went on that run to get up 38-33, ironically, I thought they knifed our defense a little bit, drove it into the paint. And give those kids credit in the first half. They stepped up and made shots. You know, I've got a lot of respect for Will Sheehy. I love watching him play on film. Our guys probably get tired of me talking about him. He moves without the ball, seems like a great teammate, plays hard all the time, can shoot, pass, and dribble, has good size. You know, he just looks like a guy who's a winner. He just reeks of winning. You know, I love him. He goes 3 for 3 in the first half, and as you guys know who cover them, he had been on a tear here lately. So, you know, we had a lot of respect for him. He made 3 big shots in the first half from 3, as well as some other plays throughout the game. And fortunately, we were able to weather that.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.